Hi guys, welcome to Lenette Looks. Thank you for watching. Today I'm so happy to be reviewing the 1941 romantic comedy The Lady Eve, directed by Preston Sturges. Barbara Stanwyck plays Jean and Henry Fonda plays Charles Pike. Now what happens when your father and you are con artists? Well, they're just happy to be doing what they're doing and they are planning another con. So now they're on board of a cruise ship and they're, like usual, planning their next target. Jean, she's on the ship, her and her dad are sitting together and they're conversing like who on this ship are we gonna get? Who on this ship do we know has money? It's funny because in the beginning of the movie, she is, well, first of all, let me just introduce you to the character Charles. He is a brewery heir, so he is a millionaire, and he is also a reptile scientist. He's really into reptiles. So he's coming off of being in the Amazon for some time, studying snakes, and so he's aboard this cruise ship, taking some time off away from the Amazon because he just returned back to his normal life. So he's on this ship and most of the women there are just fawning over him, wanting to catch his attention. And so Jean is sitting with her father and she has this mirror that she's looking at. He's sitting behind her and she has this mirror, so she's able to see him because she spots him, and she's, as I said before, she's conversing with her dad, so she is targeting him. And she's over here, and it's really a cute and clever scene because she's holding up this mirror and she's looking at it and she's like enacting like what these women are thinking and seeing how Charles each time has no care about any one of them. He's totally like into his own world, and he does not want to be bothered by any of these ladies. And they're like passing him by, giving him looks, giving him winks, and he has no interest at all in any one of them. So she's like, oh really, like you're gonna play like that game, hard to get and stuff. But she's like planning in her head like, we'll see about that. So as he comes, she sees he's coming towards her table. She sticks her foot out. He totally goes crashing down on the floor, and she purposely trips him so that way they can get introduced and she can go ahead with their plan to con him out of a lot of money, basically con him out of a lot of money. So, and it's very clever that they're doing it on a cruise ship, because if you do it on a ship, when are you more than likely going to meet these people again? Probably never. So the more people you get on that ship, by the time the cruise is done, if you're really good at it, you'll never see them again, and then they'll never see you again, and they probably don't even know who you are, your real identity. I'm not saying that it's a good thing to be a con artist, but I'm just saying, like, with the con artist in mind, how they're thinking, it's clever because you're on this cruise and, like I said, you're never going to see these people again. So she trips him, he goes flying down on the floor, and that's how they meet. And she's like, oh my god, you ruined my shoe, and this and that. And then that starts their going back and forth and meeting, and her trying to get into getting his money. Her dad is really happy that she's finagled her way into meeting him, and she's the first woman that he's actually paid attention to, and she is very wickedly sophisticated. She just knows her way. She has a way with her words, a way with her looks. She's a very sexy woman, very smart, very intelligent, and although he is a millionaire and he's the heir of this brewery and a scientist at that, she exudes more intelligence than him. Of course, in a screwball comedy, it is a screwball comedy, and somebody has to be the funny guy, and he just, from that stumble, you see him stumbling through the rest of the movie. There's a lot of crashes around Jean whenever he's around her, because He is so in awe of her, the way she looks. And remember, he's been in the Amazon for some time, so he has been away from the ladies and society. And he notices the smell of her perfume and everything about her. It just really draws him in. And of course, it's meant to. She knows that she's doing it purposely so she can gain his trust and then take all they can take from him. But interestingly enough, the story gets really complicated, or at least their plan, her and her dad's plan, gets complicated because in the midst of her trying to scheme and con him out of a whole bunch of money, she is falling for him. And he is really liking and falling for her too on this cruise ship. She doesn't want to con him anymore, but her dad is invested, and he's like, no, this is gonna happen, and you know, I want this to go through. And she's fighting it, so any little maneuvers that her dad makes, she's like blocking him. Anytime he's trying to con him, she's like, oh no, don't give him that check, and don't do this and stuff. And in any case, it's very funny. There's a lot of funny scenes. She has him around her pinky, and she's like almost got him, and she knows she can con him like that. But because now there's feelings involved, it gets really complicated. It seems at first you would think, wow, it seems they're a really mismatched couple. She's this sophisticated, sexy woman who's very confident, and he seems like he just stumbles along. He's not very confident. He's very nervous around her, and he is an intelligent guy, but he kind of like just mumbles and stumbles around her. And again, he's like falling for her. But something happens aboard the ship where he gets word of who she really is, a con artist. And from there, they have a conversation aboard the ship. And he tells her, you know, basically, somebody told me this about you. And because she's falling for him, she decides to tell him the truth. She can't deny it because he had like a paper of her and her dad, and they were like basically guilty on that paper of doing what they do. And she says, you know, she confesses, and she says, I'm falling for you. And she's like really thinking positive. But aboard that ship, she gets her heart broken because he wants nothing more to do with her. She has another plan for him. After the cruise is done, her heart is totally broken, but she wants revenge. And she goes out of her way to get it. And how she does it, man, you're not going to want to miss this. The way she introduces herself again to him, to the point where he doesn't know who she is really surprising. Again, it's a screwball comedy. It's hilarious. And he doesn't know that it's the same girl who tried to con him, who he fell in love with, who she is heartbroken over him. He has no idea this is the same woman. And you would not imagine what happened next. And I'm gonna leave you at that. I'm gonna leave you with that mystery there, because I want you to go ahead and watch this movie. The Lady Eve is a movie you're not gonna want to miss. It has love, it has the beginnings of falling in love, it has wickedness, it has just those screwball moments where you're like, what? Oh my god, this is like horribly horrible and funny and stupid at the same time. But it will leave you with a great feeling. At least for me, it did. I enjoyed it from beginning to end, and I hope you will too. Again, this is a 1941 romantic comedy, and let me tell you, Barbara Stanwyck stole the show. She really did. She is super amazing. She's a wonderful actress, and I am going to be watching more of her movies because I really do enjoy her. She really pulls you in. She knows how to grab those emotional, pull those emotional strings. And again, she's a great actress because of that. She really can hold her own in a role, and you just, you know, she just reels you into the whole glamour, into the storyline, into her character. I really enjoyed her in this movie. I enjoyed him too. This movie was nominated for an Oscar, and I am not surprised at that at all. And I wish it would have won an Oscar. It didn't. Imagine if you got your heart broken and changed your identity and reintroduced yourself to the guy that totally broke your heart so you can get back at him, and he doesn't even recognize you. Oh my God. The New York Times nominated this film as the best film in 1941. It was also listed in the Times Magazine as one of the all-time 100 movies. It's also listed in filmsite.org, which is a subsidiary of the American Movie Classics, and it was nominated as one of the top 100 movies of all times. And it was listed as one of the 100 greatest films. I gave this movie 5 stars. Get your popcorn out, get your snacks out, and have The Lady Eve as your next movie of choice. I hope you get a chance to watch it, and if you do, leave a comment and let me know what you thought of it. What was your favorite part in the movie? I'd love to hear it. So on that note, guys, I will see you on the next one.